I watched 5 episodes, all 5 episodes of the latest season, the 6th season of Black Mirror, which has been going on for 12 years now. It's Charlie Brooker's very, very dark tales. They're sort of satirical, they're sort of sci-fi, they're sort of horror. They almost always end with a really bad taste, dark twist. Like it's really like, maybe this is okay, and then the final thing is they're all locked in a dungeon or something, or it turns out that the person you've been watching for the last half an hour is a serial killer, and this is a nightmare that they're having to endure whilst in prison, why their minds are tied to a computer or something.
Remember, kids, the future's terrible.
Yeah, it really is. Anyway, there are also my favorite episodes are not the dark ones.
Probably the first one, isn't it?
And my favorite, that's a great one. The first one, what, with the pig?
No, I thought you were
the
talking about this
latest two.
season.
No, my favorite episodes of Black Mirror are not the dark ones. San Junipero is easily my favorite of all of the episodes, and it's just not dark like this. In this season, what's nice about it is that he actually seems to be having a bit of fun. My favorite episodes in this, and we'll see what size are the first and the last ones. The last one in particular is like an exploitation-esque throwback.
It's awesome.
It is. It's
absolutely
really
awesome.
It's very
the filming technique on it is brilliant, and the attention to detail to the 79 era that it's set in, 1979 era, is perfect, even down to the milk bottle shape and bottom silver top.
It's very, very nice.
Perfect.
We're skipping to the end with it, but I will say, out of all of the episodes, it was the most surprising for him because it has a bit of sort of fantasy, dark fantasy in there, some mysticism.
Great music.
It's got some great music, some horror, and it's set in like racist 70s England.
Yeah.
But it's quintessentially British, but with a bit of an edge to it. And I thought it was wonderderfully done. I mean, in the review, I said it was a little bit like Charlie Brooker's Dark Aladdin. It's got some vibes to that, but I mean, it's Charlie Brooker's Dark Aladdin. It is not Aladdin. I'm just emphasizing that. But that, what was nice about that is it really showed Brooker having fun. And there's a fine line for him between having fun with you, with the audience, and having fun at your expense. And go, you thought you were safe, but actually no, you're all dead. And this was more of a having fun with the audience thing. It was very nice, and it's under a new label. I think it's Red Mirror, they called it. And he said if the last episode is under the faux exploitation-y Red Mirror banner. And he said if that's a success, there'll be a Red Mirror spin-off, and if they're more like that, I'd love it.
Absolutely, it was brilliant. The filming technique was fantastic, just absolutely. You kind of knew where it was going, and you kind of felt it was going to end how it was going to end, and that was great. I loved it. I mean, my favorite episode was episode 1 by a long, long way.
Yeah, that's the other great one. Yeah, it's the first and the last that are the best of that season. Yeah.
That is just
Joan is awful.
Joan is awful.
Yeah.
It's very, very clever, touching on free will, multiverse.
Yeah.
Just everything.
Deepfake. And people clicking,
advertising, just
people clicking yes on the terms and conditions.
Exactly. That reminded me of that South Park episode. When they had the human centipede one, never reading the terms and conditions. It was like that.
It's really great. It's a really great episode.
It's really good. I can see your face, Mark. No, it's worth watching.
He's never seen.
Podcast has turned into an episode of Black Mirror.
You have never watched it, so you
That's
wouldn't
true.
know.
I've never seen it. I've got a clue what it's all about.
Go watch Joan is Awful. Joan is Awful is about an exec who suddenly watches a program on her awfully Netflix-like streaming
Streamberry
service called Streamberry, which it has a little icon that It's
with an S,
just
and the
like
same
that.
startup,
I mean,
and the
it's
same
just,
name.
I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, to be
It
honest,
is.
I think they should have called it Netflix, but Streamberry's great. I might start calling Netflix Streamberry. I did in the review, but yeah, I mean, it's Streamberry. She watches this program on Streamberry called Joan is Awful, and her name's Joan. It's got Salma Hayek in it, but Salma Hayek's got her color hair, and Salma Hayek's playing an executive who's really mean to people, and nobody likes her, and is like cheating on her husband, and going to exact same restaurants and living in the same flat. And oh my god!
So now I don't
oh
need
my
to see it.
God.
Thanks, Gaz.
No, that's
No, you do.
just the
All right,
premise.
I'll watch
You-
it.
you
Will
have-
watch.
You have no idea. It's got Michael
It's
Cera pops up
fantastic.
for a scene, absolutely scene stealing, like 2 lines, and he's fantastic in it. Salma
The whole
Hayek's
episode is brilliant.
a lot of fun.
It's so
It-
clever.
Done.
it
All right,
is.
I will
really,
watch.
really
It's a lot
I'll
of
watch
fun.
it.
And again, Brooker having
Yeah.
fun with us,
Yeah, yeah.
not at our expense. I mean, yeah, the in-between episodes are okay. Lock Henry found footage
Yeah,
is it's
all right.
literal found footage, but it's
Yeah, but
not
nothing
no.
different really. I mean, you could see where you could see where it was going if you like that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Next one, Beyond the Sea.
that was quite clever.
Um,
That had some nice ideas to it. It had some shock value.
yes.
Beyond the
Yeah.
sea.
It wasn't
go.
as good as the first at last. It's got the Beyond the Sea song in it. It's about it's set in the 60s, couple of astronauts who the technology, in a kind of a retro steampunk way, the technology enables them to still have portions of time with their family back home. I mean, I'm not going to spoil how they do it or how it works, but something bad happens back home, and it's
Really
about
bad.
yeah, it's about how it affects them
And how it affects these two guys.
yeah, because both of them have to be on the shuttle and coexist on a deep space mission. If anything
For
happens
years.
to either
They're
one
up
of
there for
them,
years.
yeah, anything happens to either one of them, and the other one's in a lot of trouble. So navigating this earthbound horror from up there becomes, I mean, it's very well done.
All right, I'll watch the
Yeah.
bloody thing.
No,
And fourth one, Maisie Day,
Maisie
Again.
Day.
out and out. I suppose you call it out and out horror, couldn't you? You
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
have no idea where it's going until right to the very end, and then you think, oh, right, okay,
which I think was great, but
yeah,
I'm just not. Yeah,
You're not a horror dude, Kaz.
no, it's not that. It's just I wanted more.
Ooh.
So the twist in Maisie Day, I mean, there's a twist in every Charlie Brooker film, but the twist in Maisie Day comes in the last 5 minutes.
yeah.
And it's and it is the entire like raison d'etre for the episode, which is instead very focused on sort of how horrible paparazzi are.
Yep.
And I would say that it's pretty obvious paparazzi are not very nice.
They're pretty scum. Yeah.
I'm not sure I needed.
I mean, they do
50
try
minutes
and
of that.
play the other side of it, don't they? With the line about they become an actor, they must, they want the fame, so they've got to take the other bit with it. And they try and play a
Maybe.
little bit, but I mean,
But
they are
they-
pretty reprehensible.
They
always.
are really they're really yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm not sure the 3 middle are watchable, but the real standouts are the ones at the beginning and the end. The one at the end
Yeah.
just because it's so different stylistically, and the one at the
Joan
beginning, Joan is Awful is very clever.
Very, very clever.
Just watch Joan is Awful.
All right, I'll
Really?
watch them all. Fine.
Well, then start at season 1 and watch them all, Mark. I'll see you
In 2
tomorrow
weeks.
after you've watched them all. It's like-